Hey Canucks fans, welcome to the line change. I wanted to have a little discussion. I wanted to talk Kiefer Sherwood a bit. But before we dive into that, I want to quickly give a quick shout out and thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of the amazing artwork you see here behind my shoulder. And you guys can check him out yourselves at gassjackart.com. There is a link to his website in the description down below. He does currently still have his buy two, get two free sale going on. So definitely take advantage of it while you can. Once again, that's gassjackart.com. And again, there's a link to his website in the description down below. Now, let's talk about Kiefer Sherwood, shall we? First off, what a game by Sherwood last night against the Oilers. The man should have had a hat trick, but of course, one of his goals got called back because of offside. Now it looked as though maybe Sherwood knew it was going to get called off. Maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but it looked like he, knew it was going to be offside. Maybe after he saw like a replay or something. But they showed him. Now, just for context, I was at the game last night, and they probably showed this on the broadcast too. But they kind of zoomed in on him on the bench, and he looked pissed off. Like, he looked pissed. And you even actually see him drop a little, like, fuck while on the bench. So he was not happy that goal got called back. But he was able to get the goal back later on in the game after he took the puck off the ice, skated his way through the Oilers' defense before he dangled the pants off of Matthias Ekholm, completely undressed him, and made him look like a freaking fool. Beautiful drag move around Ekholm, and then he put it past Pickard. Beautiful goal, by far my favorite goal scored of the season so far. And guys, we're only 10 games in, so that could very well change. But up until this point, that goal was absolutely beautiful. Of course, Sherwood would go on to score the winner in overtime, tipping a Brock Besser point shot to allow the Canucks to beat the Oilers 4-3. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because my buddy Gerald, who has joined me on my post-game shows recently, him and I were having a conversation, and he brought up a really good point. He actually even said it in our little short that we posted while after the game. He brought up that if Sherwood keeps this up, he could very well price himself out of Vancouver. And that's a very good point. Gerald has a very good point with that. Because right now, Kiefer Sherwood is on pace to score 36 goals. That is what he's on pace to score at this point. Now, granted, that doesn't include the 2 goals he scored last night. This was when he only had 4 goals in 9 games. He was on that pace. So clearly, or potentially, that pace has increased ever so slightly. But right now, we're just going to say he's on pace to score 36 goals. Now, analysts were projecting him to score between 10 to 15 goals this season. He's already at 6 in 10 games. He's already halfway to that projection. So now, if Sherwood keeps up with this pace and continues to score, it's going to jack up his price. Keep in mind, Kiefer Sherwood is a pending free agent at the end of this season. He only signed a 2-year deal with the Canucks. Last year, obviously, was his first year. This year is his second year. So he's in a contract year this year. Now, right now, he's only making $1.5 million. Obviously, if he has another career year, in a contract year, he's going to want a raise, and he's going to absolutely deserve a raise too. Now, the question is, how much exactly is that raise going to be? Is he going to want maybe $3 million a season, or is he going to want more than that? Now, could we even be looking at, say, $5 million a season for Kiefer Sherwood? Is he worth $5 million? I mean, he's certainly playing like it, that's for sure, with, leading the team in goals right now. We haven't even brought up term yet, but right now we're just focusing on money. We'll get to term when we get there, and how much it'll cost to keep him, how much he may want, especially, as I said, if he has another career year with the Canucks this season. Now, I brought up $5 million for a reason. Right now, we're paying Evander Kane $5 million until the end of the season, as that is what his salary is, which brings me to my next question. When the end of the season comes along, who would you rather keep? Evander Kane? Or would you be willing to let him walk and allocate that $5 million towards re-signing Kiefer Sherwood? Let me know in the comment section down below who you guys would choose. Would you choose Kane or would you choose Sherwood? I have a feeling I already know what most Canucks fans would say and choose. That's Sherwood. I know I would pick Sherwood over Kane any day of the week, especially with the way that Kane's been playing lately. Tell me in the comment section down below, who would you choose between the two, Kane or Sherwood, at $5 million? We mentioned how Sherwood is only making $1.5 million this season. Now, when he initially signed that deal with the Canucks back in 2024, he had a different agent than he has now. That original contract he signed, he had Alain Roy, apologies if I mispronounce that, as his agent. Earlier this summer, Sherwood changed agents going into his contract year, and he went with the Wasserman Hockey Talent Agency, and his new agent is Judd Moldaver. Once again, I apologize if I mispronounce that name, who also happens to be the agent of guys like Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, Roman Josi, and even Connor Garland. So Sherwood switches agents in a contract year, which makes me think, could we maybe see Garland potentially influence Sherwood when it comes to his next contract and a potential extension with the Canucks? Could he get something similar to what Garland got, or maybe even a little more, depending on how he finishes the season, points wise? Would you be willing to pay? We talked about how we hadn't brought up term yet. Well, we're about to now. Would you be willing to pay Sherwood 6 times 4? 6 years at $4 million, maybe even 4.5? Or do you think it'll cost more than that? Once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. I mean, personally, and this is just my opinion, I'd be willing to give Sherwood 6 times 4. Absolutely. Especially if Sherwood continues to play the way that he's been playing and, continues to, use the body and, continue to rack up the hits as well as the offense. Absolutely. Hands down, sign me up for 6 years of Kiefer Sherwood at $4 million. Absolutely. Sign me up, especially with the cap going up, over the next several years. Now, Gerald mentioned this in our little video that we did. The Canucks need to lock up Kiefer Sherwood now, because the longer the season goes on and the more Sherwood produces, the more expensive he might become. And the last thing the Canucks want is to run into another Pius Suter situation, where Sherwood, as I mentioned at the top, where Sherwood potentially prices himself out of Vancouver, which brings me to the question of the video. As I just said, can we keep him, or are we going to be able to afford to re-sign Kiefer Sherwood if he continues to produce at the pace that he's currently at? I want to hear from you, Canucks fans. Let me know. Will Kiefer Sherwood price himself out of Vancouver? Would you be willing to pay him 6 times 4, maybe even more than that, like 6 times 5? Just throwing out a number. I think I'm more comfortable with 6 times 4. Once again, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And I got nothing but love for Kiefer Sherwood. Actually, if I'm even contemplating getting a Kiefer Sherwood jersey, I'll admit there is a little bit of hesitation because he is in a contract year. And if he were to sign that 6 times 4 or just sign an extension in general, done. I'll get myself a Kiefer Sherwood jersey. But that is the big question. Can we keep Kiefer Sherwood? And how much do you think it's going to cost the Canucks to re-sign him? As I keep saying, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find and interact with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. They're all listed right there. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. And if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated and really helps out the podcast. But that's going to do it for me. As always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.